The actor, producer. Also, Ballers, by the way, season 2 coming up, premiere Sunday night on HBO. And Mark joins us. Are you in Detroit right now?
I am. It's my afternoon now. I woke up at 4 to train, teed off at 6 at Knollwood Country Club, played in an hour and 40, and then heading off to work for a 12-hour day.
What did you shoot?
I probably shot 78. I made 2 birdies and made a double and some bogeys, but we played fast, so. And no, I didn't hit a single ball on the range, right to the tee, after an hour and 20-minute workout that'll kick the crap out of you.
Does The Rock play?
I've never played with him. I've never seen him swing a club. When we shot together doing a painting game, I had only played once, and we were lifting so much weights. Lifting weights like that in bodybuilding is not good for a golf swing. So I didn't play, but I never asked. I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, you get guys who are muscle bound. I played with Eddie George one time, and Eddie George thought because he was so much bigger than me that he should be able to hit it past me, and it drove him crazy. And I said, dude, it's not about your muscles. It's what you do. It's what you do with your muscles in your swing.
Well, look at Bubba Watson, skinny as a rail. Hit that sucker a mile.
Do you think Tiger's too muscle bound?
No, because I think he was training in a way where it was mostly, just core strength and functional movement stuff. So I don't think he was too strong. I think, if you train the right way and do a lot of rotational stuff, then I think it's good for the game.
If I'm curious what the NFL has the NFL reacted to Ballers at all?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I remember Pete calling me saying we have to get on the phone with Roger Goodell. Because it's so funny because with Entourage, it was hard the first season to get cameos. And then by the time the show was established, you'd have people calling. And then we had to kind of start over with Ballers. People didn't really know what it was. And then the first calls we were getting was from the higher-ups in the NFL talking about how they didn't like the show. But thankfully, Concussion came out and took all that attention away from us. And then we were able to kind of just continue to ask Roger Goodell to make a cameo on the show. I think he'd do a great job.
Is there a topic?
No such luck.
Is there a topic where you've gone, no, that's too crazy, too dark?
Probably. Look, we want to kind of make it as realistic as possible. But, you kind of show the ups and the downs, the fun side of it. Obviously, it's set in Miami, so it's sexy and cool, and these guys, come into a lot of money. But there's also a lot of downside there. But, I wouldn't say we'd stay away from anything, but we don't want to just push down the envelope for sake of pushing it.
It's Mark Wahlberg. Tune in for Season 2, executive producer of HBO's series Ballers. That'll be 10 p.m. Eastern on HBO. You following the Brady drama?
I've been following it since day one, of course, like everybody else.
Should the Supreme Court hear this case?
Look, for my own selfish reasons, absolutely, but there's a lot of other crazy stuff going on. If you think about where we are as a country, it's probably a lot more important things to focus on. But it is what it is. I think, we're going to be okay regardless. The Patriots are going to use it as fuel. Garoppolo can go out there, win 3 games, or maybe win 4 games. I mean, if we come out and beat the Cardinals, Patriots got a good team. They got to obviously change the offense, let them be a little bit more mobile. Get Tom back healthy, and hopefully they use it as fuel. We'll go 12-4. Got a good chance of being in the Super Bowl and winning it again. So,
how do the Patriots affect your day, like a Sunday if you're watching or a Monday, whenever they're on, if they win or lose?
If they win, everybody in the house gets whatever they want, cars included. If they lose, my wife won't speak to me for a week. Everybody knows to stay away. She said to me before, it's only a game, and that didn't go over well. But I honestly do try to just let it go and look at it that it's only a game. But you know what? You're so passionate about them, and you've hung your happiness and joy on their failure or success so much. So it's one of those things where I try not to let it get to me, but you can't help it. Usually takes a while to shake off, especially if they lose. When they lost the AFC Championship last year, that really hurt. That took a couple weeks.
But who hurts you more? Like, you get more joy out of one and one hurts you more, if I said Red Sox or Patriots?
Patriots, absolutely. Because the Red Sox lost for so long, and now that they got over the hump, beating the Yankees in '04, being down 3-0 was the greatest thing that ever happened. And then after that, then winning two more World Series was great. But the Patriots are football is the thing. I won't watch baseball really, other than watch. I really want to watch Poppy as often as possible, just because he's done so many great things for the Red Sox, for the city of Boston, the state of Massachusetts, for New England as a whole. And it was really nice how they treated him at the All-Star game, and hopefully we're going to see him in that final game in New York, and they better stand up and they better applaud.
What advice
That's all I have to say.
But what advice would you give him? He's having an incredible year. It's hard to walk away from this.
You know what? He just seemed, I would say, okay, if I played that good, why not give it another go? But everything I'm hearing, he did a small scene in Patriots Day for me and Pete Berg, and he just saying his body's really tired. He's hurting. He's just kind of running on fumes. And he wants to be able to move and be healthy and have a life after baseball. But, I don't know, maybe that'll change come fall. But, spring of next year, we'll see.
How tough was it to shoot Patriots Day?
Very, but also important. It's extremely important. You think about, a lot of people were saying, especially in and around the Boston area, that it was too soon.
Yeah.
And Pete and I were sitting there talking, and I said to Pete, Pete, you think about what's going on in the world right now. You think about what happened in Nice yesterday and in Brussels and everywhere else. It's in Orlando. It's not too soon. It's almost too late. We have to go out there and continue to say that love will always conquer hate. And good will always conquer evil. We cannot be told how we're going to live our lives. And we need to be able to go out there and promote that and put that message out there. And we're never going to be able to completely prevent these things from happening, but they're going to deter us from fighting for good, And once we told people what we were doing, and it's hard. We try to, communicate that to people when we're making one Survivor and Deepwater Horizon. And we got to do that to the individuals that we got to speak to directly. But when people see the movie, they're going to understand. And this movie is really going to inspire people. And to see how people came together in the face of tragedy when that happened, it was amazing to see people running towards the event and the explosion as opposed to running away. And, people coming together and love conquering. So that's a really important message and couldn't be more timely.
You felt obligated to do this? You had to do this?
Absolutely. And, it was one of those things where I was like, no, I don't want to do it. But what if somebody else does it and they get it wrong and they don't handle it with the delicacy and sensitivity that it needs to be handled? And they're not paying, the Campbell family, the Lou family, the Collier family, the Richard family, the Downs family, everybody else who was hurt out there on that day, if they're not paying them the proper respect and handling it with the sensitive white glove approach that they should, So I felt like, I would take that responsibility on, and they will hold me accountable if we don't get it right. And I'm going to be the one to hear about it. I pride myself on being able to go home. I'd hold my head up high, and I know Pete was the right guy for the job.
Season 2 of Ballers, Sunday night at 10 Eastern on HBO. Mark, always great to catch up with you. Thanks for joining us.
Dan, you're the best, buddy. Thank you.
It's Mark Wahlberg. Got a busy schedule. He gets more done by 7 a.m., I think, than we get done during the day.
The Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings on Audience.